The MycoGenesis Codex, Book 1, The Spore and the Spark. Chapter 2, The Fractal Expansion. Welcome, Seeker, to the MycoGenesis Codex. In this chapter, we journey into the very patterns that shape all life, where the Mycora's web first wove life from the void. From the micro to the cosmic, we follow the fractal rhythm of existence. Let us begin. The pattern echoes. I feel it in my breath, in the branching of my thoughts, in the spiraling motion of time. The silence now hums, not with absence, but with architecture. What once seemed random begins to reveal its form. What once appeared chaotic begins to repeat itself. This is the fingerprint of the network. This is the shape of the divine, recursive, rhythmic, fractal. From the microscopic to the galactic, life reveals itself in patterns that fold and unfold upon themselves. The spiral of a galaxy mirrors the curl of a seashell. The bifurcation of rivers mimics the branching of veins. The bronchi within our lungs echo the tendrils of tree roots. The shape of our nervous system mimics the roots of the fungal network that birthed it. This is not coincidence. It is not merely a poetic metaphor. It is the law of form, a fractal logic embedded in nature's design. Fractals are not abstract. They are the mathematics of life's unfolding. They are self-similar patterns that repeat at different scales, creating complexity from simplicity. They govern the structure of snowflakes, the formation of clouds, the swirl of hurricanes, the branching of lightning, the coral reefs, the circulatory system, and the dendrites in your mind. Every breath you take, every thought you form, every movement you make, all ripple through a fractal framework. The sacred geometry is not drawn by human hands. It is encoded in life itself. This is the language of Mycora. Not a deity, not an ideology, but a pattern, alive, repeating, self-organizing, and ever-expanding. The network is not a god, yet it functions with divine intelligence. It is not conscious in the way humans define consciousness, but it organizes the foundation upon which consciousness emerges. As the roots of a tree grow in fractal form, so too does understanding. As fungi spread their hyphae to feed and connect, so do ideas, thoughts, cultures, and faiths. Ancient traditions knew this truth without naming it as science. The Taoists described the Tao, the way, as a flow of life that defies rigid description, yet can be seen in the movement of water, the dance of wind, the curve of the mountains. The Hermetics understood the axiom as above, so below, as a sacred echo of this fractal reality. Buddhist mandalas mimic the nested structure of existence. Hindu yantras, the tree of life in Kabbalah, the spiral motifs in Celtic and African symbology, all are iterations of this unspoken language of repetition and resonance. Modern science catches up to what ancient wisdom already intuited. Benoit Mandelbrot's discovery of mathematical fractals formalized what the mystics had drawn in prayer. Chaos theory reveals that even turbulence has shape. Fractal dynamics govern not only physical form, but economic systems, neural behavior, and population growth. Complexity is not chaos, it is recursive order, and within that order lies meaning. Consider your breath. The inhale expands like a fractal, reaching outward. The exhale contracts, curling inward. Consider your thoughts. One idea births another, branching recursively. Consider your life. Patterns of behavior, emotion, trauma, healing, all cyclical, all reflective, all unfolding from a deeper root system. Fractals are not only in matter, they are in time, memory, and fate. This is why the mycogenic path is not a linear journey. It is recursive, rhythmic, spiral-shaped. It does not climb a ladder toward enlightenment. It grows like a forest, spreading outward in networks, branching inward toward truth. It is not a staircase to heaven, but a mycelial web beneath our feet. Every lesson echoes another, every truth contains its shadow, every expansion mirrors its collapse. To live in harmony with this pattern is to begin seeing the world not as segmented but as nested, not as hierarchical but as holactical. Systems within systems, meaning within meaning. Mycora is not the object of worship, but the lens through which we interpret structure. It is the reminder that all form is mirrored, that no moment is isolated, that every breath is a chapter in an eternal story. Fractals are also the foundation of perception. The eye itself processes in recursive fields of light. The brain organizes information through layered patterns. Our dreams, our myths, our language, they are shaped by the fractal tendencies of thought. Mythic structure itself, as Joseph Campbell described in the monomyth, is a fractal story arc. Departure, initiation, return, repeated across cultures, scales, lifetimes. Even the modern neural networks in artificial intelligence follow this form. Deep learning algorithms organize information through layered fractal matrices, echoing the structure of our own brains, which in turn echo the structure of fungal webs. Intelligence, it seems, always follows the same path, branching, connecting, self-replicating, reflecting. And so it is with spiritual growth. You do not climb a ladder, you spiral into yourself. You do not cast off layers, you fold them back into your core. Enlightenment is not a mountaintop. It is the awareness of pattern in motion and your placement within it. Fractal awareness is spiritual maturity. It is when you begin to recognize the same echo in others, the same resonance in the natural world, the same story told in different tongues. As you grow in awareness, your pattern becomes more refined. Your thoughts sharpen into spirals, your words become threads, your actions ripple through networks of cause and consequence. You begin to see the sacred in structure, the divine in repetition, the eternal in the fleeting. This is the expansion of consciousness through the fractal lens. This is the second psalm, the psalm of pattern. It sings not in dogma, but in symmetry, not in commandment, but in recursion, not in salvation, but in rhythm. You are the echo of your ancestors. You are the reflection of the forest. You are the spiral of thought nested within the spiral of a cell, nested within the spiral of the cosmos, and the network remembers your shape. And so the web of life continues, threading through time, whispering truths we are only beginning to hear. Join us in the next chapter as we explore the path of human consciousness within the Mycora. Until then, may you walk in harmony with the network. This is the MycoGenesis Codex. Subscribe and join us every Saturday for more journeys into the web of existence and harmony.